I wonder if we might transition now to talk about you as not only a woman who has raised to the highest rank to 4 stars in our United States Air Force military. Also, you're a mom to someone pursuing a life of service, as well as to your husband and your partner who is a veteran in service to our Air Force. How did you integrate your life with all of these multiple responsibilities?
So that's a wonderful question, Dana. And it really gets to the core of how can we balance a career with a family life? I was asked that question routinely. I get asked that question today when I'm in groups of people. And I think the best way I can articulate it is, one, I like to think that I am an example of success at being able to do both. So it can be done. I do think there is a need to see people that have demonstrated that in fact you can succeed at being able to balance both, and getting that opportunity to serve at that senior most level, I think just was an opportunity to show that you can have both a family and a career. Becoming a mom made me realize that I needed to look beyond my immediate Air Force career and really focus on my priorities. And the way I describe this to folks is, I think at some point in your career, hopefully early on, certainly by mid-career, for me it was at mid-career, you need to decide what it is that you want to have available to you when you are no longer serving in that career, as in my case, an Air Force officer. What is it that you would want to have to ensure that your quality of life is not marginalized because you didn't have a focus on priorities early enough in your life? And so for me, I realized after giving it some thought, I had 3 priorities. The first was my family, the second was my friends, and the third was my health. And that if I didn't place appropriate attention and effort on those 3 aspects of my life at that point in my career, I would run the risk that they wouldn't be available to me when I needed them most, right? When I was retired, when those were the things that would be of utmost importance to me. So I began rethinking, how do I make sure that I apply a fair amount, the right amount at the time of attention to all 3 of those priorities. And it did change my outlook. And I realized I came to it perhaps a little bit later in my career than I could have. I think I probably should have had that discussion with myself earlier on. So I take the opportunity when afforded the chance to share with folks that lesson learned for me from my career in the Air Force, to really figure out what it is that's important to you post-career, and to make sure that you are devoting all of the right energy and attention to those things so that they'll be there when your career is over.